Hello everybody, and welcome back to Operation Logistics, where last episode we made some of these road meshes, and I'm not super happy with the way the UVs on them have turned out. So I want to go back and edit a lot of this. So first things first, let's fire up GIMP, and I just want to make this be kind of flat shaded and more vertex color-y, but we want to avoid having a bunch of materials on these. So let's go ahead and create ourselves a new image here. And this image doesn't have to be very big. I'm going to make this image be 32 by 32. And that's probably way more than we need. So this is 32 pixels by 32 pixels. And this is just going to be our palette here. I'm going to use the pixel brush, size 1 pixel. And for right now, I'm just going to choose a deep gray, kind of here-ish. Maybe a little deeper. Yeah, more like here. A deep gray. This is way more than we need right here. Realistically, 8 by 8 would be enough. I'm going to go ahead and go down to 8 by 8. Okay, I'm not going to save this. 32 by 32 was way overkill for what we need here. So 8 by 8. I'm going to have this one be the deep gray, and then I'm going to choose kind of an off-white-ish, about here. There we go. That's going to be the curb color, and then a bit closer to white, still a bit off-white, for the paint color. And that's all we need right now for the roads. We can add more to this later. I'm going to go ahead and export this to my desktop. And I'm going to call this palette. There we go. And let's just go ahead and import palette. If I can get to my desktop. Let's import palette. No. Let's import palette to textures. There we go. And that should be fine. The next thing that I'm going to do is in Blender, the first place that we're going to do this is right here on this road intersection. I'm going to go ahead and create a material here, and I'm going to call this palette. That material will be called the same thing for all of these, but ultimately we're not going to be using the material beyond for just some quick overviews here. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and just import the texture, I think. I think that's what we need to do here. So new texture, and we're going to open the image texture. This is going to be in our Operation Logistics folder. I'm going to go into textures, palette.png. Now, we don't want to have this nonsense going on here. So I'm going to say that we are not going to interpolate. There we go. We are not going to filter. It's going to be a box filter. Excellent. And then let's go into material mode here. Or texture mode? Texture mode will be fine. Okay. So this here is going to all be, if we open up our palette texture, this here is all going to be this dark gray color. So I'm going to go ahead and place that all inside of here. And now you can see it's this nice dark gray color. There is still some interpolation going on here. Can we change our filtering? Don't use alpha. And I want to have our projection be flat, coordinates UV, and we want to clip. Don't use alpha. This is close enough. So it's not going to look quite like this in Blender, but like I said, it's close enough. Or not in Unity. So this will give us an idea of what this looks like. So I want these here to be our white paint color. So let's go ahead and get our UV opened up here. And we want this to be up in here, our white paint color. There we go. That'll do. So now you can see that they're slightly off-white. And then everything that is not currently assigned, we probably want to go ahead and assign it. So I'm just going to Alt-right click these edge loops. It's not going to grab the ones on top, but that's okay. And now I'm going to go into vertex mode, and it grabbed the ones on top. And now I'm going to deselect these here because we don't want them. And then let's go in here, open up palette, and all of this will be, you know, relatively scaled down. And then we'll have that be up in here. Okay. So this is going to look positively awful in Blender, but we'll adjust it as we go forward. So currently, obviously, there are issues, but that's to be expected. So let's go into our building materials and adjust our road material. I'm going to change our albedo to pure white, or our albedo color, and our texture to palette. Now we're going to need to make some changes to the palette texture. Let's go ahead and not generate bitmaps. Let's have our filter mode be point, and our max size can be 32. Bilinear, don't compress this, please. Just 8x8. We don't need any compression on that. Wrap mode will be clamp. And there we go. Okay, so I'm not amazingly happy with these colors as they are right now. So let's go ahead and see what's going on with that. Let's check our building materials here, this road texture. And let's turn off reflections, specular highlights. We can always darken it up by doing something along the lines of this, but that's not really what I'm going for here. So let's just go ahead and grab this color here. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, let's grab this. Let's just darken the whole thing up. So down to about here. And then as far as the curb color goes, maybe like here. And then the paint color can be something along the lines of this. We'll try that. And let's go ahead and export that. And actually, now that I think about it, we should have done that here. Okay, I'm going to move that into this folder. So let's go ahead and do that. Export as. And that's going to be in, let's see, I think that's in my game projects folder. Yes, indeed it is. Assets, textures, palette.png. There we go. Okay. Excellent. So, I am noticing something here, and that is that these did not seem to darken up at all, which was intriguing. Oh, they definitely should have. Unity, you okay? Yeah, Unity's okay. Good. So, let's definitely use Albedo Alpha. That'll help. We can have ourselves a normal map. And one thing we can actually do is we can go into here, select it all, and we can have ourselves a second UV map, which I think we probably should. Although I'm not sure if we use it in our shader. It's a standard shader. We do use it in the shader. Okay, good to know. So let's get ourselves a second UV map, which I believe is in object data. No, don't delete it. Okay, UV map 01. So we'll call this UV map normals. And we will just simply cube projection this. Okay. So our normals, if Blender imports it, will now theoretically be on UV1, except they won't, because we need to do this instead. We'll put it on a secondary map. Okay, so obviously this isn't really what we're going for, since this is the old road texture. Let's go with just water waves. We'll see how that looks. Yeah, the small water waves are fine. Excellent. Okay, now I'm still not super happy with the coloration. I think that's because of the color on the directional light. Like if we change this to white, yeah, that's better. I'm happier about that. Okay, so there's this intersection done-ish. I'm gonna re-export that. Is our texture not updating? It's a little hard to tell. And what mesh is this? Road intersection two-way. Yeah, this mesh isn't complete. That's to be expected. Okay, we're good. So the next thing I'd like to do is modify road straight. So what are we going to need to do here? Well, not much actually. I'm going to go ahead and create some 4 cuts here down the center. And then we're just going to scale this on the y-axis to be, I don't know, 0.1. That seems good. There we go. So there's the mesh work done there. Now we just need to do some UV work. So I'm going to go ahead and create a material here, and we're going to call this palette. And then we're going to create a texture, open the palette texture. Palette right there. Okay, we don't need to do all of this. It won't look right in Blender, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and create ourselves our secondary UV map. And this will be UV map normals. And I'm going to unwrap cube projection, and then UV map here we're going to need to be a little bit more involved in. So I'm going to go ahead and grab our curbs at this point. We'll do them first. Now for our actual color map, we don't need much as far as unwrapping goes. Let's go ahead and open up palette so that we can see what's happening here. Scale this way, way down, and we'll stick this up in here. There we go. And then this, and the stripe down the middle can go ahead and go, again, into palette. Scale way, way down. And these will be in the dark section. And then these two faces here, UV/image editor, palette, scale way, way down, and they can go in the paint color. And then the normals are what they are. So if we bring out the road, you can see it now looks like this. Now, road here, it does have the palette material. So instead of doing that, let's put the, well, actually, this is fine. Let's put the road material on it. So building materials, road. There we go. So now it looks like that, and it looks, in my opinion, just way, 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 way better. Excellent. And then if we put it so that it's, you know, actually kind of quasi in a position here, this will look, I think, a lot better. Something kind of like that-ish. Then we look straight down, line it up a bit. It's going to need to move up slightly. And then back this way, just a tad. Something kind of like that is what it would look like. So I think that's fine. I mean, it's not perfectly lined up, but it is what it is. So there's the road mesh completed. And we can go ahead and save our intersection. We don't need to do anything more with that. Unity detected there were no changes. The road mesh we are done with as well. So then we need our road corner. And this could be maybe a bit more complicated. But maybe not. This is actually fine. Yeah. So do this. And then we'll need to scale it, obviously, but 4 cuts on each of those. And then we will go ahead and delete this face. And then Scale this to 0.1. I hit scale twice to scale along the line. Scale this to 0.1. And then the same thing here. Scale to 0.1. And the same thing here. Scale to 0.1. Excellent. And then all we got to do is connect this up, like so. Excellent. So realistically, this won't increase our poly counts by that much. Let's go ahead and create ourselves our palette material. There we go. And we should create ourselves our normal UV map. UV map normal. And I'm going to do a cube projection for that one. And then this one, we will simply project, well, not really project from view, but go ahead and do that. Get our texture in here. Open our textures here for palette.png. There we go. And let's do our curbs first. There we go. Grab that one, and that one. Check underneath for any faces lurking under there that we don't need. UV image editor in palette.png. And we can shrink these down and stick them right in here. Excellent. And then any details can be using the other map. And then I will grab our paint, UV/image editor. And this should be in palette.png as well. Scale this down, put it in the paint section. And then everything else, so all of this, these three, and these three, can all go in the... Come on, there we go. In the asphalt section. Okay. And that's what the corner looks like now. Yeah, I'm very glad that I decided to do this. It looks so much better. So much better. Okay. So, we've still got our sharp corner to do. So let's get that done. We can go ahead and close this at this point. So our sharp corner here. We're going to need to do a small amount of mesh work. So 4 cuts here. 4 cuts here. We can go ahead and delete this face. That face will need to change. And then scale this. Whoa, now. Hang on, we are not on our median point. There we go. So scale this down to 0.1. Scale this down to 0.1. This to 0.1. And this to 0.1. Excellent. And then we just need to make these faces. There we go. Make this face. Hang on. Make this face instead. That was wrong. And then make these faces as well. And there's our mesh. Let's go ahead and make ourselves our secondary UV map. UV map normals. And cube projection that, because I'm lazy. Excellent. And then let's make ourselves our material. Call it palette. Bring in our texture. Open up our palette texture. There we go. Now I do see that this is not exactly right. I'm just gonna fix that a little bit. There we go. I just scaled the X and Y values so that they're right on each other there. It's still not perfect, I don't think, but it's close enough. Okay, so at this point, we just need to grab ourselves our curb textures. Hang on a moment. This guy here, this guy here, this guy here, here, and here. Check underneath, nothing there. Okay, grab everything, take our palette. All of this can go ahead and scale to our curb pixel. There we go. And then in textured view, you can see that it's kind of working. We'll go ahead and grab this, this, and finally this. And the same thing here. Palette texture. All of this can scale on down and fit snugly into our asphalt texture. It's not perfect, but it'll do. This guy, what are you doing here? Come on, you can get up here too. I don't even need to look at the texture for you. Maybe I do. You should be there. Yeah, there you are. Okay. Now it's not perfect, but that's fine. Unity will read it differently. And then these here, the exact same thing. Palette texture, and right onto the paint color. Okay. Uh-huh. That, doesn't seem to have worked. Why did that not work? Let's go ahead and re-project this. So you can go ahead and project from view bounds. And then I'm going to scale you down, stick you into the asphalt here, and then save. Uh-huh. I'm going to delete the sharp corner, try re-importing it here. So let's see here, road corner, sharp. And then we'll move that up, move that over, and we will give it the road material. Still very wrong. I wonder... Yep, that's the problem. Oh boy. Okay, project from view, cube projection. And then we need to select the UV map, because I am an idiot and did not do that. Okay, let's get our curbs again. There we go. And now this should work fine. We'll stick these up in here. And then all of this. So this, all of these, and these three. Alt right clicking on the edge loops there. These should all be asphalt colored. There we go. And then these should be paint colored. And let's go ahead and get that done. And that should now work. Voila. Fantastic. Okay, so that looks way, way better. The angle here is still kind of wacky and a really sharp corner, but it is what it is. It'll have to do. So as far as a two-way intersection goes, we still need to do that. So the intersection two-way then would need to have, well, essentially one fewer, if you know what I mean. One fewer of these going out. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this mirror modifier right now, remove doubles, and let's take a quick peek here, see how this is all working out. Okay, so we will not need these over here, because it's not going to need to be coming in this direction. And I think we can go ahead and get rid of this vertex, as well as these vertices for right now. And then basically all we need to do, at least for right now, is extrude this over this direction. Like so. Okay, that's intriguing, isn't it? That's very intriguing. Let's go ahead and bring this back. Actually, we need to deselect this, but go ahead and bring this back very slightly to be, you know, a bit more accurate. Right about here. And this can come back as well. To be right about here. I'll delete this, and then this can be duplicated and rotated 180 degrees, and there we go. Our change has propagated. Excellent. So then this can extrude out this direction. This can extrude out this direction. And finally, this can extrude out this direction. And you can see what we're kind of going for here. Maybe. We're going for incoming traffic here and here. Anyway, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will finish up, I believe, our final road mesh. See you all then.